Hello, everybody. Today we got a great game in the GFC 18 top 8 between two elite players, Alvarado and Ivan. Now, I say elite players, man, because he did some of the best players that you're going to be able to play against in the GOAT format. And we get to watch them play, which is a good thing for us. So, um, let's see who goes first. I just want to show some gameplay between these two to show you some of the different things that they do versus something you might do. Alvarado going first. His hand is not that strong, but let's see what he does. All right. Upstart into Rota dramatically improves his hand. Sets ring. All right. So Ivan's hand is super jacked. He's got Graceful, he's got Thunder Dragon, he's got Knight Assailant, Sangan, Chaos Sorcerer, Mirror Force. Everything you want to see against Warriors, because he knows he's playing against Warriors. Okay, discards Knight Assailant and Dekochi. Got Chaos Sorcerer, so he wants to get that activated as soon as possible. Not really activated, but have the ability to get it on the board. Up starts into Faith. Not that good. It's not something he probably wants to see, but like I said, his hand is okay. His hand is really good. So let's see what he does. Okay, draws Blade Knight. Okay. It's going to attack Sangan. Going to get Spy. So he has knowledge that he has Spy in his hand, so that's something he has to think about. He does have Rota to exile at level 2, things like that. Still got Tribe in his hand, so he's not that worried. Draws another Knight Assailant. It's probably something he doesn't want to see right now. It's unfortunate, but let's keep going. Gonna special summon Chaos Sorcerer right away. Okay, get rid of Blade Knight. Sets the coaching. Draws Kaiku. Yeah, this is gonna be a beautiful +1. Not that Nobleman was doing anything. Not that Nobleman was doing anything anyway, but he does get to make some trades, does get to simplify the game. Now, I think this is a beautiful play right here. This is a play that a lot of players wouldn't make. Number one, we know that he has Spy in his hand, right? Or not in his hand, but he knows that he has Spy. But he still chooses to get Blade Knight. Still chooses to get Blade Knight. I'm going to ask the viewers, why do you think that he got Blade Knight over level 2? Comment it down below and tell me why you think he did that. Okay. Gets rid of Dekochi. Now, I could tell you why I think he did it. I think it was, there was two things to this play. Number one, if it is Spy, he's not that worried. He's got Tribe in his hand. Number two, if it's not Spy and he's trying to bluff that he said Spy, well, it didn't work because he got rid of his Dekochi. So I think it was a win-win scenario either way. I think that was just a great play by Alvarado right there. And I think it was a great play by Ivan as well. You know, getting the Spy, but then setting the Dekochi. That's a really strong play. And most players, Would have probably chosen to get level 2 or exile, something like that. So I think it was a great play from both players. He top decks card destruction. That was mandatory that he got that card. He needed something to reset his hand. Okay. Let's see what he gets back with Night Assailant. Okay. He decides to get the other Night Assailant. Now I'm gonna ask my viewers again, why do you think that he got Night Assailant when he could have gotten Spy? Right? Spy's in the graveyard. There's Spy, there's Faith, and there's Dekochi. He chooses to get Night Assailant. And I'm gonna ask you, why do you think he did that? Just comment below. Tell me what you think. Gets Ring, gets Dekochi. Out of both those cards, I think Ring was the best card he's gotten. Out of those two. Now I'm going to tell you why I think he got Night Assailant. Now I could be wrong. I think he got Night Assailant because he knows that he's going to draw into Raigeki Breaks, Phoenix Wind Blast, stuff like that. So that's a beautiful combination to have with Phoenix Wind Blast as Night Assailant, because then he can eventually get his Spy back, right? He can get it back with the Night Assailant if he chooses to do that. Now, he didn't obviously draw Phoenix Wing Blast or Raigeki Break, but he knows his deck better than anybody else. So I think he was playing on the odds that he would have gotten it. And I don't think that was, I think that was smart. Okay, he's going to set 3 to play around Dust Tornado. And he knows that Heavy Storm is gone. So. Okay. Now Alvarado's in a really fragile spot right now. He does have Pot of Greed, but he's looking at 4 set cards. Now he probably assumes that there's a bluff somewhere down there, but he probably also assumes there's Solemn Judgment, there's things like that, Phoenix Wind Blast. He knows what Ivan's running, so he is a bit, I'm pretty sure he's a bit optimistic. I don't think he's that scared, but I think he's a bit optimistic about how he's going to play this turnout. Well, he drew Nobleman, so that, I mean, that obviously simple makes it simple a little bit more simple. Upstarts. First, he's going to attack. Gets the ring. Activates Nobleman. Doesn't Solemn Judgment that. I don't think he needs to. I mean, but if you look at it, man, it was looking pretty good for Ivan, man. He opened up really strong. I mean, he card destruction. He got some really good cards out of that. But it's still looking very dicey for him, I would say, man. Gets Breaker. He's got a tough decision to make. Obviously, he can set Faith. He can set Night Assailant, which I don't think he would do, but he can set Faith or he can summon Breaker. So let's see what he does. Okay. Okay. Now, obviously, Ivan doesn't know what Alvarado has in his hand. Luckily, we do. And if we can look, man, there's a high probability that if he sets Faith right now, that it probably goes off. Now, he probably will get Exile, or he might even get level 2. But if he get level 2, you know it's going off. You know he's going to get his Faith off. But if he gets Exile, he's got a tough choice to make. But with him summoning Breaker, I feel like gives Alvarado a chance to find, I don't know, just buys him time. Like, I feel like, I don't know. Obviously, again, we get the ability to see, we get to analyze the game. I don't think Breaker was a bad play. Okay. Right. Now, again, if you're looking at it, right, again, we get to look at the game after it's all done. There's no pressure on us. And we're just trying to see what some of the different things he could have done that possibly would probably just improve his chances slightly. I mean, I think Breaker was still good, but if you look at it, if he said to Faith, right? Again, he doesn't know what he has, but we do. So us knowing if he would have set Faith, Alvarado would have a tough choice to make, man. He would have to choose between Exile and level 2. And he's probably going to go with Exile, but it does slow him down enough. It does stall him out, right? It does slow Alvarado down because he's trying to mow him down. He's trying to trample him. He's trying to crush him. He's going to keep trying to pound in that damage. And I think it would have slowed him up. It would have had to make a tough choice there. So gets the Wing Blast. See, that type of play that Ivan made pays off, right? He got the Night Assailant a few turns ago, and now that he draws into Phoenix Wind Blast, he gets to decide where he's going to get off a Night Assailant. He's going to get to decide where he gets off a Night Assailant. That's the difference between him and a lot of other Chaos Turbo players. You know, maybe not some of the elite ones, but just some average Chaos players. They probably would get Spy because they know they're playing against Warriors. He doesn't do that. He knows to be patient and that the cards that he's looking for will come. That's just some of the things I wanted to show some of the viewers that maybe are trying to get better at playing Chaos Turbo and even get better at playing Warrior better. Because like I said, I mean, Alvarado's playing extremely well as well. Okay. He gets Exile. Yeah. Let's see the yeah, well, I'm not gonna say that again. So he gets Exile. That's a tough choice for Ivan, man. I mean, does he Solemn Judgment that? And obviously he doesn't, but where does the game look if he does? You know what I mean? I mean, there's Pot and Graceful. I mean, isn't that the spot that you're looking for? Now, maybe he assumes he's going to get Chaos Sorcerer, stuff like that, and he can defend his Chaos Sorcerer with Book of Moon, Solemn Judgment, and try to win the game from there. That's just some of the things you have to think about that he's thinking about, right? He's not that worried about Faith. Some people would be. I might even be inclined to maybe Exile, to Solemn Judgment Exile there. I don't really know. But he's really focused, and he knows what he's expecting to draw. Alvarado exiling, not going to try to risk too much into level 2. He's going to just take the safer route, get exile. Now he's at 2,500. So it's pretty crucial that he gets something here. Let's see what happens. Gets Delinquent Duo. Alvarado's not that concerned about that. All right. So now look at where the game is right now. He's got Faith set. He's got Solemn Judgment. He's got Book of Moon. There's no way to stop this Faith. Look at what Ivan has put it. Look at the position he's gotten himself in a position to actually might win the game next turn if he can get that Faith off to get the pot to kind of bust open the game. This is the difference right here. If you're looking at this, is the difference between average players and elite players, getting himself in a favorable position, advantageous position. Let's see how Alvarado gets out of this. Starts. Okay. Draws Graceful Charity. Okay. So now Alvarado's going all out. He's trying to... I'm not really sure what he's actually doing. I know he knows. And we just have to kind of watch and see what happens. Okay. Okay, so he gets level 2 and he keeps Snatch Steal. Discards the Kaiku and the Grandmaster. I mean, if you look at this, so now he almost guarantees that level 2 is going to get off. Now everything looks different, right? Initially, it was looking like Ivan was in the driver's seat. Alvarado found a way to, but he drew his way into getting level 2, dealing with the Magician of Faith that set. He had to get it done. He knew he'd lose, or he kind of knew that he was going to be in a tough position if he didn't get Faith off the board. Okay. Alvarado's looking pretty good here, man. Got Snatch, got level 2. Let's see what Ivan top decks. Okay, top deck Spy. He wasn't lucky enough to get BLS. Top decks Dust Tornado. Going for Snatch Steal right away. So he gets... okay, so he gets Solemn Judgment. He gets Solemn Judgment. Now that's good for him. It wasn't good for Ivan. It's torrential. It's unfortunate, but... okay, so Alvarado took game 1. We're going into game 2. This is must win for Ivan. He needs to get this to keep his GFC 18 finals appearance alive. So let's see if he can get it done. Okay, so Ivan's hand's pretty strong. It's not extremely strong, but it is strong. Let's see what he gets for pot. Okay. I mean, he's got a really good hand, man. I don't think he's complaining here. Now, Alvarado has a really good hand, too. It's not the best hand, but it's not bad, man. I don't think he's tripping. He's got Graceful. He's got double reinforcements, Exile, Breaker. Let's see what he does. Okay, he's thinking. Okay, Exiles. So if you notice, Ivan almost exclusively never stops monsters that summon on the board. He never uses solemns on them. That's something that you might need to consider when you're playing, trying to make sure that you get these plays off. Like some people might Solemn Judgment Exile here just to get Spy off. But if you notice that he never does that, so that's something that you cast over players should consider, is not to be too hasty with Solemn Judgment, to kind of take it all and then possibly turn it around with BLS, stuff like that, with Solemn Judgment set. Okay, so Alvarado left Ivan in kind of like a awkward spot. There's nothing for him to do with Breaker. There's nothing for him to do with Tribe. but Ivan still summons Tribe, and he kind of gets on the offensive. Now I want to see this Graceful, right? I want to see what he gets with Graceful. We need to see that. Let's see if he holds it here. A lot of thumbs up. Okay, so he gets Cliff. Okay, so let's kind of break that down a little bit. Now, why did he get Cliff? I really don't know why he got Cliff. I'm guessing it's because he doesn't want to draw it off Graceful, and he wants to discard it right away. Right? He maybe shelf on his deck to possibly. I'm not really sure, but I'm almost guessing it's because he wants to get it in the graveyard because he doesn't want to see it. It's not really that good right now. But if you look at what Ivan has, he's got Solemn Judgment. If I know somebody's got a dead card in their hand, right, like they're trying to get rid of it, he showed a bit of weakness in his hand, so Ivan's thinking, and he's not going to allow it. He prefers him to stick with what you got, and let's go from there. You know what I mean? So he gets Breaker, summons Breaker, activates Ring. It's putting Ivan really close to kill shot. It's got Alvarado at 4,800. Yeah, Alvarado gets punished a little bit for the kind of revealing the Cliff a little bit, but I still think what he did was correct. Just that Ivan had an out to it. All right, gonna get Breaker. Gonna summon Breaker. Gonna activate Solemn Judgment on that. Puts him down to 800. Sets Phoenix Wind Blast. Gets Grandmaster. Puts it back on top of his deck. And attacking for 1,600 will reduce his life points to 0. And we're going into game 3. Alvarado's going first. Now we all know War is going first, especially in a game 3. It's something that Chaos Turbo does not want to see, right? Because they get to set all their traps, dust trap shoots, things like that. And I don't think Alvarado even runs dust trap shoot, but just getting to set all your traps and to set your monster is just such a strong board to deal with. So let's see. Alvarado obviously is going first. He draws Delinquent Duo. Got double Blade Knight, DD Warrior Lady, Snatch Steal, and Rhoda. So hand it's not that strong of an opening. He's going to have to get some help from Delinquent Duo. So let's see what he hits. He gets rid of BLS and Magician of Faith. Okay. Let's see what he does. He's got pretty much 5 monsters in his hand. I'm sure Alvarado's not happy with what he has, but let's see how he plays it out and see what he does. He doesn't do anything. So now we're looking at Ivan's hand. It's not that good either. So, but Alvarado has all monsters, right? So he's kind of in a favorable position because even though Alvarado's hand is not that good, Ivan's hand is not that good either. But he doesn't have monsters, and that's gonna be tough for him to kind of wiggle his way out of this one. Ooh, it's a thunderstorm, and it's also surprising that Ivan is running Solemn Judgment. I've talked to him on the War League Discord a little bit, and he has said that he doesn't think Solemn Judgment is going second. So it's interesting to see that he has it in his deck in Game 3 going second. Be interesting to see, if he changed maybe his mindset about that, or maybe just didn't have many other cards that he can put in his deck. So Alvarado draws another Blade Knight. So he's got 6 monsters in hand. I mean, it's tough to look at, but he doesn't know that he's really in a really good position right now. But it's hard to think that when you're actually playing the game. So he gets to attack for 16, puts him at 64. It's a bit depressing to see that Ivan drew Phoenix Windblast. It's not really what he wants to see right now. Let's keep going. Okay, he draws Breaker. So he's got Torrential down. So he's pretty much telling Alvarado, if you summon, I'm going to punish you. But if you don't summon, I don't really have a lot you can do. But he doesn't really know that, though. Okay, Alvarado does summon. He does get rid of the Torrential does get gone. So it does slow down the truck a little bit. He draws Tsukiyomi. That's not a solution to his problem, but it does help. It does help. So he's gonna set heavy, pro heavy. He draws Dust Tornado. Gets right back to it. Yeah, so alright, so he attacks for 16. He's getting back to business. He's gonna set the Dust Tornado. And draws Spy. Okay, so he draws Spy, so let's see what he does. He's at 4,800. He's going to activate Heavy Storm. These next couple turns for Ivan is going to be pretty crucial. He opts to get rid of the Blade Knight. I think that's a smart move there. Sets both traps. Okay. Up starts. Okay, he gets Spy. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, Warriors having the luxury to side into flip effects is such a luxurious trick. It's kind of an unfair advantage, and I don't feel like it gets exploited enough. These guys can side deck into flip effects, and really there's no consequence because you can't put in Noblemans, you can't sign them back in. You're playing against a Warrior deck, so I'm surprised it doesn't get exploited enough, but he does draw Spy. Let's see what he does. Okay, so he sets Spy. Okay, he summons Spy. Alright, he attacks his face down, assuming that it was maybe a monster that Alvarado was trying to get around Tsukiyomi with. But it is a Spy. It does cost him 800 life points. Right. Put Spy back on top. And pressure summon Chaos Sorcerer. Excuse me. So, Ivan... Okay, so why do you think that he special summoned Chaos Sorcerer and went for this play? And you can comment below what you think, but for me, I think that he did it because he's looking at 2 Spies. That's something he wasn't expecting. He knows he's at 5,000. Only thing he has as defense is Solemn Judgment. If he summons another monster, Solemn Judgment would be pretty much a bottomless trap hole, an expensive one, because he would have to Solemn Judgment to summon, and it just really puts him really behind. So I think what he's doing right now is probably statistically probably the strongest play he can make to keep him in the game, to give him a chance. However, saying that, we know what Alvarado has. If Ivan would have set Spy, right, That'd have been tough for him to do that because he doesn't know what Alvarado has. It's been 5 turns. He hasn't said anything. He probably has Nobleman. That's what he's thinking. But but we know he doesn't. So if he would have set Spy, right, and Alvarado doesn't top deck a Nobleman, right, let's say everything being the same, he gets Rhoda. He's probably going to get level 2. He's going to get Exile. And he would have to Solemn Judgment that, right? But it does give him a chance to win because then he gets to set Magician of Faith. And he does have, well, okay. So, and he would have Phoenix Wind Blast, right? He would have Phoenix Wind Blast. He would have Chaos Sorcerer in hand. And he get to set Fate. So he had Faith set. He had Spy set. Give him the pass the turn back to Alvarado. Alvarado's in a tough spot because he's looking at 2 face down monsters. He can't summon Blade Knight because Spy's face down on the field. So it does leave Alvarado in a bit of a tough situation, and it'd be hard for him to squiggle out of that one. But with Ivan not having that information, I think the play he did was the correct one. But I'm just trying to say that it's good to kind of look at some of the things you would have to do to win, because sometimes you're gonna have to do some, I would say, unconventional things, right? Nobody probably would set Spy there because they probably just lose. Some people would. I'm gonna go with Ivan here and think that most players, most elite players, I would say, would probably do what he's doing right now because he thought that Alvarado was trying to play around Tsukiyomi. Okay, so he gets his Spy back. Okay. Solemn Judgment to Snatch Steal. Puts him at 25. Gonna banish the DD Warrior Lady. Alright. Ivan needs something here. He needs something to keep him in the game. What he gets? Gets Night Assailant. That's not good. But having said that, right, although we know the play he did just now was probably statistically the strongest play he should do under most circumstances, because more often than not, Alvarado is going to have Nobleman. But in hindsight, us looking and analyzing the game, we can tell that Alvarado doesn't. And I think the way that Ivan possibly could have won, not saying he would have, but possibly, was to set the Spy, Solemn Judgment, the Rhoda or whatever he tries to summon to get rid of his Spy, right? Then next turn he sets Faith, and puts, again, Alvarado in a tough position. And if nothing changes, then he gets Night Assailant. He's got Phoenix Wind Blast. He's still got Chaos Sorcerer in hand. It definitely changes the game completely. But again, that's tough to do when you don't have all the time in the world to think. He's got a lot of cards in hand. You don't know what he has. So logically, man, I think what Ivan did was correct. Okay, so gets Regeki Break. Gonna ring. Gonna put Alvarado down to 5,000. Gonna put Ivan down to 1,300. And that will be enough to reduce Ivan's life points down to 0. That'll be 3,600 damage. And all in all, man, that was a good game, man. Between, like I said, 2 of the most elite players we have in the GOAT format. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. Sorry I haven't been kind of bringing out content. I just been busy with work and stuff like that. But I will be bringing some more stuff. As far as for the War League, I might do the finals of the GFC 18, and other things like that. So just want to give a shout out to my viewers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking the video. It means a lot to me. It's only like my 3rd video. So let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. Thank you.